when we open application, we see department list topic horizontal, category list left in sidebar, and articles list in main in right here. Three components. Every component rendered 3 times. Here it is in F12. You see here in console. Every component rendered 3 times. Why? Initial, every component initial rendering. After event was mounting would be called use effect called fetch data. And fetch data means pending type action fulfilled type action. It is 2 rendering. Initial, pending type action, fulfilled. It is 3 rendering. Every of department, and we see that 3 list department category articles. When I click on department link, who rendered? Rendered department detail rendered 3 times. Must be rendered 3 times. Here it is department detail. Look at it, is left sidebar. Instead of category list, we have department detail. Limited category, category correspond department's ID. Here is department detail, and here is 2 times department detail. Sometimes show 3 times, sometimes shows number 2. Here department, and in front of this is number 2. It means 2 rendering, and we have here 1. It is total 3 rendering. Okay, that part is interesting. And after, of course, department list also rendered. Department list also rendered because root DOM, because activated click on link, activate rendering, but only 1 rendering, initial rendering, was mount calling use effect, but nothing changes, and there is no fetch data again. Departments list. Here it is, departments list rendered, and departments detail 3 times, and article list only 1. Department list means department list only 1 because of root. It is only because of root and the effect of that root in index, etc. But nothing more. That rendering is initial, and after initial we have was mounted, activate use effect, but nothing changes. Dependency of use effect, for example, status not idle, but it is succeeded, and there is no fetch data. Again, there is no 2 more rendering, re-rendering. And also article list only 1 rendering, because index root call article list when we have department ID in address, 1 parameter, department ID. Article list would be called to be rendered in Outlook, but because existing in default homepage in root, 3 times rendered article list and fetch data, all is finished. And now there is only initial rendering, and after initial rendering, again, use effect cannot start, use effect cannot call fetch data because dependency not changes. For example, status is not idle, but status is succeed from previous 3 rendering. Okay, it means when I click in department, we have department list 1 times rendering, article list 1 time, and department detail 3 times, because department detail must fetch data. Department use effect after initial use effect call fetch data, and that fetch data tank dispatch 2 times to action pending type and fulfilled. It is total initial, pending, and fulfilled 3 times rendering. Okay, now I clicked on category. It means because of path activation of path involve a second parameter in, and all because of that router activate. We need a router, and router work when we click in category here in department details. That moment we have 2 parameter in another, and that 2 parameter call category articles component call to be in outlet. And it is first time opening category articles. It means would be 3 times rendered article. It means that, okay, click. I have last one, and now click on category. Okay, here is category 2 times 1. It is total 3 rendering because it must fetch data. Fetch data, it means fetch articles what correspond with the category ID. In address, we have department ID and category ID. That path in index call category article. And concretely, two articles correspond with category, with that category 2, of course, with department and category 2. And it's okay. But now, when I click again on department, I must have article list, because in index we declare article list, total articles list. When I said that component always give all article, and but it is, we declare it in index.js, that path, when only one parameter, department ID, is in address. In outlet must be see articles list. When I click department, now we see not article list, but yes, article list, but limited on 2 from previous limit on 2 article. Now we have that limit stay. It means that category ID not disappear. It means that state, we use same state, and state from before categories would be only 2 articles, because previous would be limited by category ID. Who articles. Now we take articles list from same state, from from same state. But when I show you that code, not in this video that would be so long, show that code and why that code is not good, you see now. My conclusion is, I conclude every state separate slice. Every state separate slice. It's a physical separate slice. Physical. Now I use existing slice, use the same initial. It is program code ChatGPT, and it is very, very wrong. But look at now. It is. I see that it is not good here in articles. When I click here category, it's okay. I have 2 articles. But when I, after this, call in data, I have not complete article list, but I have only limited. When we analyze that code, it is not good code. That code coded ChatGPT. You see now, and I see now, all what I do is experiment with. I work with ChatGPT. I want prompt ChatGPT code it, what to code. Not statement by statement, but I like a bigger section. And you see, coded department ID, and by it I encoded articles wrong, very, very wrong, and I conclude must be physically separate. It is absolutely better for all, for maintenance, for growing, for scalable, etc. And now I control, because department detail and category articles is same coded in a different slice, and use same slice with one with category, other with article. But now when we jump department details, when we jump, for example, okay, when we jump in department, it is click follow links, it's okay, it is changes category. But when I jump, for example, in default, delete default address, it is localhost 3000, and enter, I have again, I have category list. And I ask myself, why department, look at now, why department limiting here in 2 articles, in 2 category. We have 2 category in department 2. That limitation of category, why when I jump to root, I have complete list, complete category list. Why I know here 2 category, previous limitation, like I have it, for example, click on department, click on category, I have limitation of articles. Here is 2 articles. When I go back, it is not back, when I click in department again, I must see article list, click, but I don't see, it is limited. But when I go back to domain address, root, article list, re-render it. And how here jump from articles, category articles. When I jump in department, now I have two parameters, department and category ID in address. But when I go again, click on department, I have only department. And in index, we said that, declare that only department, but in outlet must be article list. Click on department. It is article list limited. But here, when we jump to default, from department ID, where we see limitation for that concretely department, limitation to two category. When we jump in root, category list re-rendered again. But here, article list no re-rendered. But both the department ID details and category articles use there is no separate use initial value with articles, one with articles, other with category in category slice. But they have separate. I created separate state in store in Redux, but initial value I take same initial value, and that initial value, it is what go when changes. Previous state of state in Redux is conditional, is coming, that state coming from initial state. If initial state is same for two state, of course we have what we have now. And okay. Now when I concentrate on category list, and here in article list, after category articles, go to department article list not re-rendered, stay limited. Here in the department detail, category limited with the department ID. I go back to root, category re-rendered complete category list. Category list can be re-rendered and functional like we need it, but article list not re-rendered. But all the same, why? And it is a very, very banal situation, what we sometimes know. In 2 years, I know that, but now it is immediately something. Whoa, what happened? Why article list take previous state and category list re-rendered? It is because root. When we go to root, immediately it is reset. It is reset like in the beginning. Root path we calling up fundamental component, and calling up fundamental component, we reset all state, Redux reset, and we start practically like first opening. Look at now restart. It means again 9 rendering, three times rendering every component. And it is default. It is how React function. And it is normal functionality. It means that department details, looking in department details, For me, it is like all is okay, but re-rendering a category list is because we click on routing. I have not possibility that I click on something else because click on this, it is empty because it is waiting for coding. But I will change department detail and category articles in separate physical, separate slice, and not waiting that I record code articles and experiment with the more possibility to links, experiment that department detail would be happening the same what with category articles. In any case, you see how I work with ChatGPT, how ChatGPT created code, wrong code, and how I must know why that code don't work, and go through that process. What you listen now, what I spoke about this in this video and the previous. Go understand why that wrong code is the wrong code, because after that I can conclude what is the best. For example, we can create two more initial state in slice, in same slice, and maybe it would, but I don't go in that direction. This moment, I decided that it is better create separate physical slice for department detail and for category articles. Because when we have in a list that slice, it is by name of slice, we have better maintenance. If we must open in what slice we created that category articles, department details, it is a long time. When it is physically out of separate, it will be better for maintenance. Performance is not ideal in first class. In performance is not topic important. Okay, and I don't go in analyze but this moment, but later if I analyze, maybe performance would be better that I have a more initial state in same slices. But if it is true, others work in maintenance, for example, finding where it is, in what slice, because a slice, there is one name, but every state, there is other name, different name. And if you have in a slice more state, different names of produce different state with different name, it will be very, very complicated. And, okay, slice by slice. And it is the first letters S, selection, select in acronym SOLID. selection by separation by concern, by goal. And if I have separate states, every state have separate, in Redux, have separate reducer slice, and it is better. It is absolutely better physically separated slice. It is first principle separation by goals. And that principle give me conclusion. I must also give me conclusion that I must separate physically a slice every state in Redux. There is a separate oven slice. Okay, it's all for this video. I came here and say about this video if you think that some of your friends would need a video like this. Comment, subscribe, engage, like, because your engagement means growing our community, and every growing of community means growing possibility of our learning. Okay, see you next time. Thank you for watching this video.